Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. You know what? I wanted to talk about, of course, this is an after dark special here on Larger Curves tonight. I have this new setup via husband. He's oh so wonderful. He got me hooked up. Love it. But still working it out. So, but definitely using it tonight. Decided to put on my sparkly jacket because of this new setup. Got me feeling like a superstar. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. Thank you very much for being part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here. You know what I mean? Anyway, I wanted to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I know. Okay. Well, luckily, the saying goes that a woman has the right to change her mind. And change my mind, I did. Because I said I wasn't going to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City anymore, especially after all of those shenanigans with, that was a little close, huh? I have to edit that out. Let me start again since nobody's here. Wait a second. And we're back. Thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. And on your way in, I'd appreciate it if you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button. I had some things that I wanted to talk tonight about here on Larger Curves. Thanks for being part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here. I appreciate all of your subs, subscriptions, and calling subs is like, I don't know. Anyway, it's more personal than that. Like your curvies, like you're part of my curvily near community that we're growing over here. You know what I'm saying? So, calm down, Leah. I decided I was going to keep some good energy. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? So I keep some good energy in here. So whenever I need some, okay. So get you a good energy jar, people, and make it. I made mine sparkly because sparkles inspire me for some reason. I'm like, ooh, look at the lights. You know what I'm saying? But also, I'm like, well, why not? Right? I mean, they didn't really have like a camouflage one there or anything. So, anyway, tonight on Larger Curves, let's see what we're talking about. I made some banners earlier. And plus, I had a description that said something about something that said exactly what I said before, but I was going to edit that part out, remember? Because anyway, we don't have to talk about that. But Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Reunion Part 2 Recap After Dark is what we're doing tonight on Larger Curves. And I appreciate you for popping in and spending a minute with me so that we can see what I have to say this week for this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City show that I actually was like, I'm not going to watch that show anymore after the way they treated Mary. Like, that was like really, you saw how many videos I did about it, people. I'm not even obsessed. It's just how many times they showed me. Okay? It's not just like, I'm just for no reason, like triggered. Like, no, not at all. What I'm saying is this most recent reunion episode, part 2, was, I thought it was going to be exactly what it was. And you know what it was? It was Mary, 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 Mary. I don't know who's old enough to remember. Oh, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Anybody who knows the Brady Bunch, there's a story of a man named Brady. He was married with 3 kids of his own. And da 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 da. The Brady Bunch. Remember that? And they used to have the little boxes with the different family members in it, and they put Alice. The wasn't Alice in the middle of the bed? It wasn't she in the middle? Alice, good old Alice. Anyway, so they married. And that's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Mary, 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 because they didn't have a storyline other than sitting around fires, plotting on Mary, going behind her back, trying to get people to say things about her and have people feel like they don't need to be around her because of some BS that they decided they uncovered. But 16 letters of the alphabet never came from Mary, but they decided that there was some things that Mary needed to be held accountable for, people. None of it had anything to do with the housewives of Salt Lake City. Not one thing had anything to do with the housewives of Salt Lake City. In as much as with the things that she presented as a valid storyline, like her relationship with her son, and I'm sure there had to be more footage with her and Robert, wouldn't you say? Robert Sr., that is. I mean, I know he didn't just come cook chicken once or whatever. You know what I mean? There was probably some more to that story too, but they didn't show us that. Instead, they showed us Mary's counterparts, co-stars, plotting on her around fires, y'all. I was very triggered as a melanated human to see non-melanated people gathered around fires, literally plotting the demise, spreading lies, as it was revealed on the reunion part 2. That whole thing about the dude supposedly mortgaged $300,000 and gave it to her or whatever, allegedly. Where's that banner? Larja. There we go. Everything is allegedly, and in my opinion. So, okay. So anyway, they mentioned that a number of times and got the streets talking about the thing also, because it made it to the film. So people are passing it along like it's going to get revealed. So why would a person lie in that situation, people? Unless you're like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, allegedly, in my opinion. Okay. Let's see what else they had to talk about besides Mary. I'll wait. What about right there? There. So I'll wait. Okay, I waited long enough. You can't think of it either because it didn't happen. These people didn't have a storyline except for about Mary. Okay? And because of that, am I going the wrong way? Because of that, when this newbie, now known as #fired Jenny Wynn, there we go. That's cute. So, yeah. So that by the time that #fired Jenny Wynn comes to the scene with her anti-Black antics, it's well accepted and everybody's sticking up for her because in all of their minds, Mary's decision to constantly put her personal peace above their drunk slander sessions, always trying to have her feel a certain way, do a certain thing. They always want to see it a certain way. But even if she did it that way, best to believe there'd still be a problem. Because why should they dictate how she responds to their constant attacks and nosy intrusions? Why do they get to dictate that? But let's go ahead and take a look at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Reunion. Let's go ahead and I'll play this and I'll talk over it like I do, do the copyright disclaimer real quick. Yes, the copyright disclaimer under Section 107, Copyright Act in 1976, fair use. So here we have beautiful Mary. Beautiful Mary. And I only captured when they say the word Mary pretty much in this thing. And it starts off, I missed the first one, but the first one is about Lisa going to Mary's room and stirring the pot. And now here's the first one that it's on the thing. And I'm going to put a mark every time they do it. So there's one for the Mary, and there's a picture of Mary. So I'll put a circle for a picture, and I'll put a 1 for when they actually say her name or it was about her, right? So she was upset. They're talking about Mary, was upset that Meredith didn't stick up for her. And then they said, why is Jenny not afraid of Mary? And she said, I'm not afraid of anybody. And then here comes Lisa Barlow saying, I just want it to be known that I'm not afraid of Mary either. And then Heather, Heather says Mary. So that's another one. And now that's Jenny saying that she has a high confrontational tolerance. And then this is when Lisa Barlow is saying, I don't feel afraid of Mary. I want to make that clear. And then she said, Mary's not here, Jeannie. I mean, it's something now. So anyway, so now they're talking about when Mary supposedly body shamed Heather and called her chubby. And now here's a picture of Mary. So I'll put a circle again. And I just want to, because they didn't have a storyline. Out of the 47 minutes that they talked about, it's only 47 minutes of airtime, you guys, right? Because they have commercials and breaks, right? So of the 47 minutes, they spent about 22 minutes, you guys, talking about Mary. And here they're talking about, is her church a cult? I'm going to put a triangle for how many times they say the word cult too. And then here, they've been to Mary's church. That's another Mary. And then he says, do you believe it's a cult? That's another freaking triangle. The whole thing is about Mary. And then here comes Eveline, and they're saying they didn't see anything at the church that would make them believe. This is what Meredith is saying. She didn't see anything at the church that would make her believe that it's a cult. Another triangle. And then Whitney says that she would say that it's, she feels like now it might be. And then Jen says all churches are a cult. So that word is there again. And then that's when Andy said that they worship Mary. So that's her name again. I'm putting lines for all the times. And then they're saying it was Mother's Day and it was a tribute only to Mary. Well, that's what they do at churches. Like all the ladies get a rose and then they get to freaking honor the mother of the church. That's what they do. I've been to churches that do that. Maybe she hasn't had that for a church experience. There's a picture of Mary. So another circle. So I only did 3 circles so far, you guys. If there's a different number, put it down. So 3 pictures of Mary. Now they're saying her name again, Mary. Whitney, do you believe Mary thinks she's God? So that has to do with the cult. So I'll put a circle over there. Oh, excuse me, you guys. And then she said it's like she uses the fear of God. So that has to do with the cult. And she is Mary. And then finally, Fire Jenny Wynn finally said something reasonable. She said, why is Mary's church so important to everybody? And then they say because Lisa invited Cameron and made him talk about Mary's church. So that has more to do with the thing. And they said Mary again. And then here it comes, no tears, freaking, what is Lisa? No tears. And she fake cries like on instant. Like she literally fake cries on instant, you guys. Wait just a second. Let's go here. It's quiet in here. Thanks again for tuning in for Larger Curves. If you catch this in the replay, because we're just here counting down the number of times they said Mary in this reunion. And I'm saying that everything is allegedly and in my opinion, but I'm also I see it. The captions say Mary, 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 cult, 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 and show Mary's image, and she's not even there. Okay. And it's stuff that had nothing to do with it. And as it turned out, Lisa was lying. Yes, you guys. Let me turn the party in, y'all. Okay, there. At least I can hear it. So, like I said, they've said Mary, Mary, Mary over 30 times, you know? So, let's get back to the playing of the video. Let's see. So, here we have again, they say Mary. Oh, I have to make it big. I can't see it. Y'all, I can't see it that small. But this is when Cameron is saying that. So Cameron has, what's he have to do with it? We'll make him a line over here. And then Meredith was saying something about, is Cameron on the board that Lisa said he was on? And then here that Andy goes mentioning Mary again. I have a freaking 8x11 sheet that's full of freaking lines. And then here comes Whitney taking no accountability, saying that Lisa is to blame for her spreading the vicious lies about Mary and going to this person and getting this false information and spreading it around. So now here's Mary's name again. And I'll put this freaking triangle with the 300,000 so it has money next to it. So we know they said that. They mentioned 300,000, 1, 2. And then Lisa finally admits that she may have got the numbers wrong. I mean, he had an expensive house, and when he passed, I mean, you know, he did mortgage his house and give her money. But Lisa, was it, so we'll put her, that's Mary, was it $300,000? Did he not donate $300,000? You told me it was about 10% of that, Lisa. That's what you told me. That's what Meredith is saying, you guys. So that's another Mary. And then Meredith caps it off by saying Mary's also said that it was about 10% of that, if anything. And it had nothing to do with 300,000. They mentioned that at least 3 times, you guys. So now they're talking about Mary some more. And Mary told me the same thing. That's when Meredith was confirming that Mary told her the same thing. And I'm only going to count that as one Mary because it's just different screenshots. And then Liar Face Lisa is like, I don't know if it was 300,000. And then Meredith said, but you let everyone else believe that, knowing that you didn't know. And then Whitney, no accountability Whitney says, yeah, and she let me run with it on worldwide television. I'm losing track of Marys, y'all. Let me put some more Marys. Okay, they want to know why Lisa is mad at Whitney. Okay, and then we'll put Cameron. He gets about 4 more lines, right? Because that's all about the 300,000. I might have had it wrong. He did mortgage his house, so that's over here. But that has to do with the supposed cult, so I put a triangle. And then the whole Cameron story, they're calling out that the Cameron story was brought by Lisa Barlow. So why was she so upset when Whitney Rose reached out to Cameron? Why are you upset? You brought the stirring stuff, you brought the ingredients for the stirring. Look, I'm losing count of Marys, y'all, again. Anyway, so now, ooh, Cameron. So now they are talking about um, when Cameron went to the party at Lisa Barlow's behest to talk and spread his stories about Mary to whoever would listen. And then Mary got discussed between Meredith and Whitney to the degree that Whitney was said that something she said was like, oh, I have to go find out more. So then here comes Andy asking something else. And Andy asks, were they having a sexual relationship? Why would Andy ask Whitney if a dead man, rest in peace, said that he was having an affair with a cast member? Let me just look what Andy partook of, you guys. He's not scot-free in this. Andy partakes of this, you guys. That's not cute. I don't know that Andy would like go around spreading these kind of rumors and lies, like being part of it. Like, why would Andy even like, of all the questions Andy asks, he doesn't ask Erica Jane real questions, real valid questions about anything to get us as viewers. Ooh, let me get me some good energy. Told y'all, get some good energy. That's right. Got my good energy. Okay. Ooh, don't get worked up. Don't get worked up. So look at how it says, what did Cameron tell you that Mary's congregation, so there's a Mary again, congregation refers to the whatever they were referring to it as. And then he says, a relationship with her, like a sexual relationship. You see that? Andy is the one that said that. And then Whitney admits that no, he didn't say that it was sexual, but I don't think it was going on anymore. It was over. That's what Heather's dropping in saying, you guys. What does Heather have to do with it? Why is Heather talking about it? Heather has not a game in this horse. Heather needs to go sit down and admit to her freaking supposedly expunged. Where's my thing? Is it this one? Here it is. This one. Everything's allegedly, and in my opinion, her DUI, and it had amphetamines or something like that. Yeah, allegedly. And she lied about it. She got called on the carpet by Lisa last reunion. From what I heard, I didn't watch. Like I said, I wasn't going to watch. I told y'all I wasn't going to watch. And then I watched. Yep, I sure did. Because I wanted to see for myself if it was going to be Mary, Mary, Mary. And yes, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Reunion Part 2, this is the recap after dark, was all about freaking Mary, Mary, Mary. So let me get back to it. This is when Andy is asking, when this happened with Mary. Oh, and then freaking Whitney drops this bomb, you guys. The bomb is that supposedly a dead man not only may have had a relationship with her, Mary, but that the dude felt it taken advantage of, you guys. What drastic nonsense is that? And then here comes Andy asking specifically about Mary's church. And there we have it. 22 freaking minutes on Mary out of 47 minutes. But they weren't done, not all the way. Because, of course, when Jen Shaw and her purple feathers got a chance to say anything, it was about Mary and not 16 letters of the alphabet coming to get her ass for that, whatever's going on over there. Nothing about that. Nothing about that. Okay? You guys. Oh, they can't see you, babe. They can't see. Look, you can come right here and see. Because they can't even see this chair that I'm in. Yeah, so they can't see you though, babe. So thanks for tuning in to Logic Curves tonight. I hope you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in or on your way out. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. Because like I said, we're here on Logic Curves. We just like to, as in we, myself and I. Yeah. The L to the R, the G to the A. Curves is coming your way. Ooh, I gotta go write that down. Let me write it down right now. Oh, I can record it, you guys. Let me hurry up and record that. Let's see what's going on. Oh, here, I could do another video. L to the R, G to the A. Curves is coming your way. Hey, that was kind of cute. I like that. I like that flow. We're going to have to pick up on that later. Okay, I was giving that to myself. It's so crazy. So anyway, let's look at this real quick. Because part of what happened, part of what happened on this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is that peoples were saying things like about racism and their definition of racism as to the lived experience of racism for melanated people allows a different definition, a more refined definition of racism that we don't have the luxury as melanated people to forget. Okay? So let's look at this. I found this somewhere over the... I think that's all I can say. I don't know. I'd be getting all freaking copywritten for mentioning thoughts in my head. That's how I think, you guys, is like in music, just like that. Okay, anyway, this says racism. Belief that race is equal with particular traits. Belief that some races are superior to others results in unequal distribution of power on the basis of race. Racism. Prejudice, on the other hand, a preconceived opinion of another person, not based on reason or experience, can be positive or negative. Some, but not all, are racial in nature and have racist outcomes. Say that one again. Some, but not all, are racial in nature and have racist outcomes. And then this last one says, oh, I gotta rewind that a little bit. Let's see. Here, I'll hide this for a minute. Oh, look, there's another Mary. Argument started because she was defending Mary. They're talking about all these freaking okay? So, okay, here we are. So now here, okay. Unlikely, darn, Larcha. I gotta, okay. Unlikely to impact people as negatively as racism. Is that what that says, you guys? Let's look real fast. Unlikely to impact people as negatively as racism. Did you see that? Did you see that? That's a valid, and that's the nuance that melanated people speak about racism from, you know? So I heard something about last week's episode had all these non-Black people saying whether or not Black people could be racist. And you know that's not sitting with me. You know that's not sitting with me. But it is, because it's over now. And I doubt they'll have any reason to bring Mary up again now that the husbands are coming on next week, unless Mary is like somehow involved in Whitney's fantasy for some kind of escapades or something like that, allegedly, in my opinion. You know, let me put that right here real fast. Allegedly, everything's stated as allegedly in my opinions. All right. Here on Larger Curves. Thank you. Like I mentioned, they said Mary over 30 times when I counted before, but I was busy talking to us. So now we're going to do a count together. Oh, here, if I do this like this. Now we're going to do a count together and see. Okay, I could do it. Okay, so you see it, right? Kinda. There. Well, it likes my outfit. It makes it a lot. Okay, I'm gonna count the times. So the lines, let me show you guys again. So these lines are the times that they said the word Mary. These lines are the times they said the word Mary. And these triangles are the times they said the word cult or referred to her church. These circles are the times they showed her image. And and then I have some more lines right here that were how many times they mentioned the now deceased Cameron, okay, who Lisa brought on to try to spread whatever she was trying to spread about Mary, because in my opinion, allegedly, Lisa's jealous of Mary. Oh yes, she is. And green is not a great color on that color bronzer, Lisa. Eight-Face Barlow. I mean, okay, I might stop putting down Lisa Barlow's approach to how she participates in Housewives, because some people say she's the queen, but I don't see it. I mean, I'm not one to like totally just reward freaking lies and BS. No. And got racist vibes. and full on support the racists, and you the one that brought the racists on. So that says a lot about you, Lisa Barlow. Don't it? Like you didn't never see her Facebook? For real, for real? Anyway, let's count how many times they said Mary in the 22 minutes of the 47-minute part 2 reunion when they were discussing her. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we've come up here. I know exactly what happened. 2 got torn off, so I'll put them right here. The top 2. Yeah, that's totally off. Okay. It has to be right in front of me. Okay, so I can put this down a little like this. Okay. So here we look. So the total number of times they said the word Mary. Where did it go? 39, you guys. 39 times they said the word Mary in 22 minutes. Okay. 3 times at least they showed her image. Okay. 12 separate times they referred to this woman's business, her family legacy, as a cult. At least 4 times they repeated the lie that Lisa Barlow set in motion with the whole number of over $250,000. And Andy didn't shut it down. You guys, look at this number again. 30 freaking 9. 39 times. They had a chance to talk about themselves instead of this black woman. This woman of God. This woman of God. And she told y'all, if you mess with me, I'll send Jesus for you. She told y'all 39 times. You mentioned this now deceased man 8 separate times you said his name. 8 separate times, you guys. You don't have no husbands. It's called the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is 8 times you could have said Dewey, Huey, Louie, Ben, Ken, Stephen, Jacob, whatever their names are. You could have been talking about your kids, your grandma, your business, your something. You know what I'm saying? But 8 separate times you brought up that dead black man. Really? 8 separate times. 3 times you showed her face and put up, the different things about what she said. And 12 different times, everybody pretty much said something about either having to defend it as not being a cult, thus mentioning the word cult, or specifically saying they felt like it was a cult, or referring to it in a sentence in the same meaning as the word cult 12 times, you guys. Is anybody talking about Whitney Rose's face jam? Is anybody talking about her face jams 12 times? They could have talked about that 12 times. I don't even know the name of the shit because they haven't even mentioned it 12 times. You guys. Where's my good energy? Here it is. Ooh, praise God. I'm telling y'all, get some good energy. Put it in a pretty thing where it'll like to be and set it close to you so that you can access it at any time. Okay? And that's just a visual for what's like going on out here. Okay. But 12 times, 39 times, I mean, you know what? Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, did I do? So I did that, 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 and that. So that's 66 separate times at least that we just sat and witnessed and counted together that they are still besmirching Mary and Cosby. You know what? They need to get some business. Like, what does Heather even do? They did a flashback to some stuff that happened with Heather and her daughter talking about STDs and go get some while you're in college, darling, and wondering if Heather was living vicariously through her daughter by encouraging her to have sex, a lot of it, while she's out in colleges. Anyway, I don't remember that really happening. It took half a year for them to do this, you guys. For half a year, we watched them sit around fires, sit on beds, get out of ATVs, argue on the way to planes, be in the Sprinter vans, at lunch, on front porches. You know what I'm saying? Whenever, wherever possible, these people were talking about Mary during the show for 6 months. You realize this shit was like 21 episodes, y'all. That's half a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. It comes on every week. That was 6 months out of my life, y'all. That's why I'm like, really? Really? I see it. You show me 6 months of a pattern and then you top it off with this. I didn't even expect more. You can probably tell my wine is kicking in, you guys, and it's coming up on 45 minutes in here. Nobody's in the house to talk with me tonight, so I'm going to have to end this here because I could talk to myself all night, but my husband is fine. So I'm going to go. Well, if you catch this in the replay, leave a comment down below. What did you think, if anything, of the overall season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Reunion Part 2 and the half a year it was on? And do you think that at the end of 21 episodes, I should know their husbands' names, their kids' names, what they doing, how they are, where they at, who they be, all that stuff. But they had time to go dig stuff up from a now deceased man to try to besmirch the woman of God, Mary Cosby. Why? Why? You want to argue. She not arguing with you, and that's why you mad. Well, not you guys, but you as in those girls over there, those chicken heads, freaking on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And by the way, yes, Lisa Barlow's bronzer was. Oh, look, and I went right there. Look at this. Look at this. Is Lisa Barlow's the bronzer offensive, you guys? I'm a bona fide melanated human born with the almighty melanin in my Dina, exposed on my dermis, epi, and Lisa Barlow is darker than me, y'all. Lisa Barlow's darker than me, y'all. That's offensive. That's offensive, you guys. You don't think that's a little offensive? When that's offensive. That's too much tanner. That's almost black body, obviously. Instead of just blackface, she does like the whole black body and think nobody gonna notice you still just did blackface. Anyway. Yes, melanin. We can get into that in another video. In the meantime, thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. I hope you're smashing buttons on the way in and on the way out. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. And so you can become part of this beautiful, curvy community that we're growing over here on Larger Curves. The L to the R, the G to the A. Curves is out today. Peace. Was that was weak. I gotta think of a better one, but I can't leave it out. Now I gotta talk for a second longer till I think of another one. Wait. I'll just say. Oh, there it is. The L to the R, the G to the A. Curves had a lot to say. Thanks for coming my way and spending some time with me. I always laughed at the inner tracks. I always used to do that in the studio too. Anyway, but so that's just my I don't know why I do that. I don't know. I should stop. I don't know. I love laughter. The laughter is the best medicine. George Burns, you guys. George Burns. That's all I have to say. Okay. Anyway. So I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves tonight. And as always, I hope that you are shining your light, feeling so bright, getting to your talents, sharing it, dig deep, go within so you can shine without. Because like my grandma used to say, real beauty's on the inside. I used to say that, y'all. I'll tell you some more of what Granny used to say too. Another time though, because we're coming right up on this 50-minute mark. And so I think I'll get off right at the 50-minute mark. On your mark, get set. Thank you for coming in. Oh, I was thinking that Missy Elliott song. Okay, anyway, so thanks again for tuning in to Larger Curves. I'll see you in the next video. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. How you doing? Where you at? I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you smash them buttons. Peace.